Hello, middle school and junior high students. My name is Mrs. Pledger, and I will be here with you over this remote learning time to talk about social and emotional learning topics, basically. So, within those topics, social emotional learning is a very broad spectrum of things. So, we'll be talking about managing emotions and setting goals to achieve those goals. We'll be talking about empathy. How do you feel and show empathy, as well as maintaining your positive relationships? Because I know that right now, peer relations are of utmost importance at your age. And it's going to be very important to understand when those times you guys might not be getting along. And when you are, like, how do we, communicate to create those positive relationships, as well as making responsible decisions. So you're at that age now where it's all about decisions and what I need to do and how do I do it, and it gets hard and it gets sticky. So what skills do you need to do that? So this week we're going to start off with self-awareness. And self-awareness, that is all about learning about you. What do you like? What do I like in myself? What are my feelings? What makes me feel certain ways? What makes me act a certain way? What makes me happy? What makes me sad? All of those things are what we're going to be talking about. And I know over these last couple of months, it has been a lot. We have all been feeling a lot of emotions because we've been kind of stuck in the house, cooped up in the house. And then you guys are still at home and you can't go to school, which is why we're doing this remote learning series on social emotional learning. So I want to take a pause for the cause, and I'm going to show a quick video that hopefully will help you understand kind of some of your emotions and some of your feelings that you may be going through and where they're coming from.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
She told me you're not invited to her party.
I don't care. Give me that. You didn't see them, but they were laughing at you. Hi, and welcome to my brain. Sounds like there's some interesting things going on in here. Have you ever been really angry? Maybe someone said mean or untrue things about you? Naturally, you felt angry, and it is natural. Anger is one of the emotions built into us. It's part of being human. But so is managing our anger. Our brains and our bodies have built-in ways for us to feel anger, to manage it, and to control our actions. What you see here moving up and down the pathways of my brain are called sensory input. You know, what you see, hear, touch, smell, or taste. All this sensory input is headed for a part of the brain called the thalamus. The thalamus sorts them and sends them to the parts of the brain that are equipped to deal with them.
Jonathan said he did all the work on your science project. You didn't do any of it.
Now that's not true. And it's enough to make me really angry. I know where the thalamus is going to send this particular input. We're headed for the amygdala. That's your amygdala. It's an area in the primitive automatic part of your brain. The part that runs things that we don't do consciously, like breathing or making our heart beat. Think of the amygdala as your feelings alarm. Whenever your brain gets input that is emotional, it sends it here. Your feelings alarm is automatic, and it's always set to go off instantly.
Jonathan said he did all the work on your science project. You didn't do any of it.
Now I'm getting angry. Let's go. Stress hormones are released, sending adrenaline rushing through your body. Your heart beats faster and pumps more blood to your muscles and brain. Energy builds up in your muscles so you're ready to act. Your breathing becomes faster, maybe even regular. Your mouth and throat can feel dry and tight. Sometimes your body's reaction is so strong that your stomach or your head hurts, or you feel shaky. You might even feel like you're losing control. At this point, you're probably not thinking very clearly. That's not surprising. The amygdala can't think at all. That's not its job. Luckily, it also sends a message to the thinking part of your brain. Hey, cortex, wake up. You've got an emotion to deal with. This is your cortex. It's the gray matter, all folded in nooks and crannies that covers the outside of your brain. Like I said, it's the thinking part of your brain. The first thing the thinking part of your brain does is try to figure out the situation. What is the emotion? What should I do about it? The thinking part of your brain doesn't work quite as fast as the automatic part. Sometimes the thinking part of your brain gets overwhelmed. Your emotions take over and you end up doing or saying something you might regret later.
Jonathan said he did all the work on your science project. You didn't do any of it.
Before I do something I'll be sorry about later, I need to notice the signs my body's sending me. Then I need to pause and think twice. Hey, get a grip. Since this part of your brain handles language, you can send yourself a word signal to get your attention. It helps, in fact, to think twice. Sometimes your first idea isn't your best idea. I'm reacting very emotionally here. But do I really know what the situation is? Do I need more information to understand what happened? Looks like I'm starting to get myself under control. For the moment.
Excuse me. So we're back, and I hope that that helped you to kind of understand how our brain works and how our emotions kind of take over us sometime, and we don't always know it. And it's not just, you know, you in middle school and high school, it's everybody. It's adults like me, it's adults like your teachers, it's adults like your parents. Everybody has feelings and emotions. So I just want to take a minute with you and let's go with some more emotional vocabulary, because we all know that there's sadness, there's happy, there's anger, there's tired, but you guys are older. So let's increase that vocabulary just a little bit. I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to write down some words that express your emotions. Right now, pause the camera, take a few minutes, and just jot down some emotions or feelings that you may go through. Now that we're back, I'm going to share a few words with you that I thought of on my list that when I was writing them down. What about agitation? Has anybody ever been agitated? Me? Anger. We all know anger happens. Annoyed. In the morning, I'm always annoyed sometimes. That just happens too. What about you can be caring? You can be compassionate. You can be frustrated, guilty. You could be empathetic. You could be fearful, exhausted, embarrassed. How many people have been embarrassed before? Me. Disappointed. Disappointed because I thought that I deserved a grade that I did not get and I worked really hard for it. Happiness, feeling hopeful, lonely, loved. All of these are emotion words and vocabulary words that I hope that you will be able to express when it's time to have talks with others. So what I'm going to really charge you to do this week is, number one, I want you to see what I call a connection note. And a connection note is just a blank piece of paper. And I want you to write down a feeling that you're having. And your family members, your siblings, your sisters and brothers, they all can do it too. Write down an emotion on the connection note. And then I want you to find someone to connect with about that feeling. So you can connect with a friend and say, hey, you know, I was feeling very emotional this week. And one emotion that I was feeling was kind of, I was feeling insecure. And I just needed to connect with somebody about me feeling insecure. So use those words, build up your vocabulary for what your emotions are. The other thing that I want you to do this week is I want you to create a journal. And journal is just any piece of paper. You write down your feeling, and then you're going to write about that feeling. So say today I'm feeling exhausted. Excuse me. Exhausted. I'm exhausted because maybe I'm not sleeping enough. So I'm going to write in my journal, I'm feeling very exhausted because I'm sleepy and because I have not been able to get enough rest because of da 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 da. And that's what you're going to do. So that could be Monday. And then Tuesday, the next day, how were you feeling on that day? And journal it. And the point of this is so that you can see all of your different moods and emotions and kind of also know a pattern maybe of, are there certain days that I feel this way and certain days that I don't? So that's my assignment, if that you want to say, or activity for you to do for the next week until we meet again. But before we end our video time together, I just want to have a song for us. And I think it's always always good to end on a happy note, because happiness is what kind of makes everybody smile and everybody, feels good that way. So here is a song that I would like to play for you to end our time together. I know you guys all know this song.
Here's a little song I wrote. Might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry.
Be happy.
The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry.
Be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy. Hey, I give you my phone number. When you're worried, call me. I'll make you happy. Don't worry. Be happy.
I hope that put a smile on your face and let you know that no matter what it is that you're going through, that you can always play a song, play some music, and don't worry, be happy. See you next week.